Right from the off, it was clear that both sides were going to throw the ball about. Selkirk were desperate to show that their incredible home form could be reproduced on the road as well. Nearly all the Selkirk team had a hand in this early attack, including a bullocking run from Martin Murray, with support from Rory Glenn, and some excellent interplay between Scott Hendry, Ross Nixon and Sean Crombie. Selkirk had already beaten 3 of the 5 top sides in the league, including champions Boroughmuir and runaway leaders Ayr. And fullback Fraser Harkness was one of the key men this afternoon, constantly in the Accies' faces and putting in some good kicks. On 17 minutes, Selkirk scored their first try. Mike McVie fed Rory Glenn, who went over in the corner for his first try of the season. In the absence of the injured David Cassidy, kicking duties fell to Mike McVie, who converted from the touchline. Much was said before the game about Accies and the way they normally play with the ball up the jumper, using the forwards. But the critics got it wrong on Saturday. The Edinburgh side threw the ball about as much as Selkirk did, and it certainly made for a most enjoyable spectacle for the large crowd who witnessed a thoroughly entertaining rugby match. Guy Blair came on for Ross Armstrong early on and slotted in perfectly at fly half, linking well with Gavin Craig and constantly giving Accies problems. And the understanding between all the Selkirk players, the result of knowing each other for many years, was clear to see as they tried different things to open up their opponent's defence. Accies did score a try through Rory Bonner to make it 7-5. But as well as producing some effective play out in the backs, the forwards were more than coping with the streetwise Edinburgh pack. And with impressive support play from the likes of Rory Glenn, Sean Crombie, Neil Darling, Eddie Gaucher and Martin Murray, they managed to drive the Accies back. And when they were penalised for not rolling away, it looked like a certain 3 points in front of the posts. But Mike McVie had other ideas and took the quick one. Most in the stand thought it was a gamble, particularly when he seemed to run into problems early on, throwing a loose pass to big Eddie Gaucher. But it was still a useful attacking position for the suitors, and Guy Blair received the ball from McVie, who had Gavin Craig outside him. He still had a lot to do, but cut back inside, saw the gap and darted in to touchdown near the posts. It was relief all round, but more importantly, another valuable 7 points because McVie had no problems adding the extras and Selkirk were in a very good position, leading by 14 points to 5. Stuart Walker got a penalty back for Accies just before half-time, but Selkirk didn't panic and were equally happy to run into the wind as they were in the first half with a slight wind advantage. Play was covering all areas of the pitch from left to right and then back again, and the handling on the whole was very good. It was clear Selkirk wanted to give the ball plenty of air and involve everyone in 15-man rugby, and the confidence was there for all to see as they mounted attack after attack. Here we see another good piece of recycling as the Selkirk pack continued to control things from the front. Unfortunately, Sean Crombie uncharacteristically took his eye off the ball on this occasion. Another penalty from Walker closed the gap to 14-11, and you could see the men in the blue and white jerseys gaining confidence. The scoreboard was looking better from their point of view, and they continued to play their part in providing the crowd with some entertaining running rugby. Although we didn't get any rain, there was plenty of cloud about and glimpses of bright sunshine as well, which caused a few sight problems for some of the players. But Selkirk continued to press hard, and Scott Tomlinson was on hand here to make a few more yards, getting the full support of his teammates, setting the ball up perfectly for McVie to distribute to the backs. Guy Blair, though, probably caught a glimpse of that sun on this occasion. But Selkirk don't sit around doing nothing at training sessions, and here's the proof. Here's a move right from the paddock, and when it works as good as this, you have to just stand up and applaud. Fraser Harkness coming into the line at pace, taking the pass from Guy Blair and sprinting over for the try of the day. Simon Cross there going over to congratulate Fraser and colliding with the post, probably doing more damage to the woodwork than himself. But that lifted the spirits, and the formality of a third McVie conversion gave the suitors a 21-11 cushion. Credit to Accies though, they came back with an unconverted try by James Turner, so Selkirk couldn't afford to relax and true to form continued to push forward for that try bonus. Harkness again battling his way through enemy territory, getting support from Callum Johnson to try and set up another platform to work from. But Accies committed the sin of hands in the ruck, and that meant a penalty in front of the posts. Referee Ian Hurd was right on the spot and had no hesitation in giving Michael McVie a gilt-edged chance at a Pottet goal, which he duly kicked for another 3 points. Still, Edinburgh Accies came forward as time began to tick away, but the well-drilled Selkirk defence was equal to anything thrown at them, and a pleasing sight here for the team when they managed to turn over ball and clear the danger. But there was still some defending to do for Selkirk, and it was all hands on deck. With only minutes on the clock, even when the home team won a penalty in a kickable position, they decided not to take the 3 points, which would have given them at least a bonus point. And here Accies captain Dan Teague was determined to get that try, which would make for an exciting end to the game. But that was the last chance they got. Selkirk, meanwhile, weren't finished. Good clean ball at the line out from Gaucher set his backs on their way again. And they were still after that bonus try. It nearly came as well. That man Harkness blasting through once again, and with one man to beat looked odds on to score. But he couldn't quite get to the ball in time, and Accies survived. One last effort from their own line came to nothing, and soon after, the final whistle blew. A great win for Selkirk at Braben Place.
Yeah, it's a great result. And just followed on for last week, really, against Boroughmuir. The guys are putting some very hard and tremendous shifts, to be honest. It's great stuff.
Oh, I think it's the start of the season. Push was to stay up, and I think, you know, another win, maybe 2 or 3 more wins, and I think we've done it. And at 30 points in your first year, this not even the turn of the season is tremendous. I think came up here, showed a lot of spirit today, and defence was great as well, like last week. So, you know, we've got a lot more to come for the team in attack. So, you know, things are looking good.
And 3 good tries.
3 very good tries. You know, everybody made work. They were made to work hard for our points today. You know, the scores and even the penalties, we had to work hard for them. And I thought today we worked really well, and the three tries we scored were superb. You know, it's been coming for weeks. You know, we've never been able to really score a lot of tries, but the 3 tries we got today have been coming for weeks, so it was great to score them.
I was actually a wee bit disappointed we didn't get a 4th try. I think we created a few opportunities. Certainly Fraser Harkness had an opportunity at the end there where we could have maybe got the 4th try, but I'm not going to quibble too much. I think a win's away from home is great.
What was particularly important as well was to keep Accies from scoring that bonus point.
Well, that was it. You know, you never really think of that at the time. You just want to keep winning, and obviously we try to keep the scoreboard ticking over, which they didn't do today. They had a few penalty chances and they didn't take them, whereas we did. It keeps the scoreboard ticking over, and they get put under pressure, and that's what we did today.
Yeah, everything's going well. The guys played really well today. They were tackling aggressively. We were winning ball on the deck, and there was a few changes in the back line as well. And we stuck to it. You know, we've had a few youngsters in amongst it all as well, and it's just great for the future.
It was so important as well because you've got 2 more. Your next 2 matches are both away from home.
Absolutely. We're looking at these 3 games, and we have to take points from these 3 games, and to start with a win on our first of the 3 in a row away from home is great. So yeah, no complaints there.
I've got to ask you just finally about that try you scored. Take us through that.
Well, it's just a simple move. We've been working on it in training Tuesday, Thursday, and it's great. The ball was so well held up by Guy Blair and Gavin Craig that, you know, the gap was just there, and we're not going to be asked twice to go through it and under the sticks.
Not the cleanest looking Selkirk team today. You're very scruffy, and there's a reason for that, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. We're all doing prostate cancer for charity. You maybe have seen a few folk unshaven and as you say, a bit messy, but we're all got to raise some money for prostate cancer. So it's a month of unshaven to raise as much money as we can for, and we've got to have maybe a disc or have something anyway at the end of the month to try and raise as much money as possible for the charity. So no, it's all good.
What do the wives and girlfriends think of that?
They're not happy. They're definitely not happy. No, just not happy.